Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Daniel Harris and welcome to a brief video just to outline how to navigate to and investigate data that's contained on the Earth.Nullschool website. Also, just as a brief background about the data sets that are displayed on this website, I'll describe what Earth.Nullschool is. It's basically a data display project or website that is accessing freely available models, forecast models and data sets contained on government agency servers and websites and displaying it in a way that's relatively easy to navigate and investigate. If you didn't have a website that Earth.Nullschool, you'd have to access this data yourself, and it's contained on quite complex data formats, and you'd need to have some kind of high-level data analysis and data display skill, usually using things like coding interfaces in order to investigate this data. But instead, you have this website that has done all that for you, and you can click around and investigate. And primarily, it was a project that was put together to help teachers, to help students, to help the general public get an idea and look at the kind of forecast data that we use around the world. And I've also used it as an easy way to look at what the forecast is going to be in some of the field sites that we might be using for research. So the data set that we're going to investigate are the winds and the waves contained on Earth.Nullschool. This is from NOAA, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration of the USA. This is the global forecast system, which contains the winds, and the waves are from WaveWatch 3. And they're two separate models that kind of interact and work together. There's some information already on the EDGE website. What we have here is the Earth.Nullschool page displayed in an iframe. And this allows you to investigate already a little bit what's happening in terms of the winds throughout the globe. But we need to get a little bit more functionality. So we'll need to actually go to the website. Before we do, all it suggests here is you're just looking to investigate basically interesting weather patterns. So this could be hurricanes, typhoons. Not going to see cyclones because it's winter here in the Southern Hemisphere, but you might be able to find some large Southern Hemisphere storms that tend to turn up during winter, or any weather patterns that you might have learnt about thus far in MARS1001, particularly from Professor Bostock's lectures. Okay, so to get to the Earth.Nullschool website outside of EDGE, all you need to do is click on this Show Hide menu option in the bottom left-hand corner, and we'll get a new page or new tab launched within your browser. What's being displayed automatically here is the current wind forecast for the globe from the global forecast system. And the faster wind speeds are shown in the green to warm colors, and the slower or weaker winds are shown in the blue colors. The wind direction is also shown in these white lines, which almost look like plain contrails. They also show the wind speed a little bit. They speed up when they go over the top of wind speeds that are faster, so those green to warmer colors, and slow down when they go into the cooler blue regions. You can already use this to investigate some interesting weather patterns. So some tropical lows that seem to be forming in the Northern Hemisphere, maybe some large storms that are forming in the Southern Ocean, some of the trade winds that you may have learnt about already. And that's great. So go around and look at all of those weather patterns. But because this is also a unit that's about making waves, we want to look at how these winds interface with the wave forecast. So to do that, you need to go to this menu again. And what you'll see is that the mode that we're operating here is the air mode, and it's showing the winds. And all you need to do is click over to the ocean, and this website, Earth.Nullschool, will automatically show you the wave height and the forecasted wave conditions. You can also turn off this menu by just toggling again in the bottom left-hand corner, left-clicking in the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, and you can have a look at how the winds and the waves interact. So if you click on the winds, you can see where the stronger winds might be. And if you click on the ocean or the waves, you can have a look at how the wind speeds interface with the kinds of waves that you see. To investigate in a bit more detail, I'm going to zoom into the Sunshine Coast here, just north of Brisbane. If you just left click without holding down, you'll see that a green circle turns up. And what it's showing, because I have the waves on display here in the bottom left-hand corner, is there's a new frame that turns up, and it's showing you the information on the wave climate at that point. So this is showing a bearing of 75 degrees. So the waves should be a little bit north of east, which they are. So this is a true north bearing. So north is 0 and 75 degrees is a little bit north of east, which would be 90 degrees. It's saying it's at 8.2 seconds, which is the wave period, and a wave height of 1.56 meters. And you can also turn on the winds, and that point will automatically show what the wind pattern is doing at that time. So it's showing at the 15 degrees, which is almost north, but a little bit to the east, which makes sense based off these white lines here. And it's also blowing at 20 kilometers per hour. If you haven't worked out yet either, you can navigate the same way you would Google Earth by just holding down and dragging the globe around. Now, I'll leave it there, but suffice to say, there is a lot of information that's contained on this website that you don't need to go into for this course or for this week. But if you are interested in it, there's lots of different options in terms of the chemistry of the atmosphere, the particulates that we might find in that atmosphere, lots of other different options of overlays and what kind of display you want to see of the data. But a final thing is you can actually run the forecast into the future as well. So we're currently looking at the forecast at present, but you can also click forward into different points in time to about, I think about 72 hours into the future. It goes up to 148 hours with some models. So if you're interested in that, you can use that as well. It's not needed for this course. All you need to investigate is some interesting weather patterns and the interactions between the waves and the wind that you see at Earth.Nullschool. But this is a really cool website. It might be useful for you in the future in your studies, but also just in general. So I thought I would outline what this website also has contained with it before we leave. Thank you very much for listening. Hopefully it was helpful. And I look forward to hearing about what you found in the lectures this week. Thank you very much and good luck, and I'll see you all later.